right, and we are back this morning with our second game of the day. Australia versus USA. Australia in black, USA in white, and I think this is going to be a really excellent game.
Yeah, the two teams I think we haven't seen competing against each other so far, so it's quite interesting. Australia here, seemingly faster on the ball, yeah.
Both teams with some really formidable players. A lot of Colombian players, I believe, in both teams. It'll be interesting to see how we look to set up the game.
Quite some on each side, yeah. Right, Australia already going for it.
Doing that Colombian style, passing around the basket, looking for more support. And America doing an excellent job of holding them off, not letting them get it in easy.
We've seen American man yesterday doing a very well defense against Germany, playing a really good underwater rugby over some stretches here against them, putting a lot of pressure, so we can see. It's going to be interesting how the American women compare to that. And now, certainly in this game, Australia versus the US women's team, who are rather young nations comparatively in underwater rugby terms.
Absolutely.
Both having the female team at the World Championship in 2019. Both did rather well there. So it's going to be interesting to see how they match up against each other here in this 2023 World Championship.
And Australia going back towards the basket. Player number 7 from Australia, Charlotta Jordans, originally from Denmark.
Also, I'm going to have a big Aussie crowd here at the pool. Also some US Americans in the pool, so a little bit chanting there outside, giving us a little bit nice stadium vibes here. Ball dropping down, picked up by the US Americans, trying to move forward. Australia here pushing hard against them.
Really not letting them get back past the halfway of the pool. Number 11 now, coming with support.
Romy Keppel moving in. Oh, she's got a good push at the goalkeeper, trying to move it up. Oh, that's the goal!
Goal,
yeah,
number 42.
Yeah. Scored by the refs. Goal for Romy Keppel here in the 1v1 situation for the Canadians, just going in, no defender there in place. You even have a second player on the other side, and she's pushing herself up. Nice technique there, using her foot from the bottom of the pool. So
Romy Keppel, her first World Cup, actually quite junior to underwater rugby, but a formidable underwater hockey player.
So yeah, first goal for her, first World Championship, so it's good for her, good start.
Good start for the Australians.
So yeah, Australia now certainly with a big advantage in this game, opening up so much space for them. US can't just defend, and we can see the Australians are very tough, very strong team. They did a lot of physical training over the last years to be prepared for this World Championship. We can again see no defender in place initially. The US Americans only having a goalie there for a vast amount of time, but well done by her defending.
Really going to need to see these American forwards try and hold the Australian girls off, because they spent a lot of time defending yesterday, and I know that they are not wanting to do it today.
And now we can see the discrepancy here for the forwards, and they're in a tough position now because they want the ball and the US needs the ball. They need to push out. A nice attack there by Australia, moving in from the corner. And Australia certainly wants to score again, but they have every time on this planet to do it. And now the forwards can either have the choice of letting them come, which takes a lot of time off the clock for the US to come back. Ball dropping down, oh, nice pass and a Berenger.
Oh, and here we go, 3 on 2.
Players. Nathalie Solano on the other side, goalkeeper back in position, defender back in position. Can she pass the ball back? Green in the middle. Oh no, Diana Madden
Got a
moving
breakaway
forward.
from the USA.
But no other player in plain sight there. Now a good pass. See number 54. You can get a 54 on the list as well. Yeah, give us your proper lists, guys. We want to give you a shout out. So Andrea Renton.
Beautiful pass down to the Australian player. Now looking for support further down.
Well done, Cam Monteo snatched the ball down to Charlotte Jordans. And they got the opportunity to move in.
Number 3,
Hannah
Hannah Barringer, the captain for Australia, looking to score a goal here.
Good grip on the goalkeeper from above, but in the passing station initially has to pass the ball down. Back to Carmen
now.
Carmen Mateo. Also one of Vets, who was there in Graz last World Championship. Oh, ball
And America doing a great job to snatch the ball away.
Jodie Wilson dropping the ball there. Oh. So Australia is certainly the pushing team here in this matchup. Jordan's 2 players to her right. Doesn't want to see them. Yeah, and it's tough now for the US because the forwards have to move out, so there are 2 versus 4 just hunting the ball, which is rough on them. You can, if you're an experienced good team, you have 2-3 players circle the ball around, and it's basically impossible for the 2 of them to get the ball, and it opens up so much space around the basket, as you see right there.
Beautiful there. Pushing, really pushing there. And America doing an excellent job to defend that. Coming in for a second wave there. Charlotta.
Keppel again.
Keppel. And the ball dropping down.
Caught by the goalkeeper. Now this is dangerous, and to lose the ball right there. Nicely ball handled there.
Beautiful ball handling.
Solano again.
Solano, very strong player, recently moved to Auckland.
Mateo.
Canada doing an excellent job here to keep the Australian attacks away. The forwards really working hard.
Solano again. Yeah, and you can see they can just circle the ball around and basically not really care to go in on any given occasion they have and any opportunity they get. So they can draw the forwards out. But the US American forwards now shifting their play a little bit, waiting in the corners to try to get a good angle on the attackers, maybe come in from behind, snatch the ball away.
Australia just taking their time.
It's Barringer again.
And Andrea.
Soto.
And we have
nice,
2.
Nice Emma
Come
Green
on,
the goalkeeper.
Come on,
yeah,
Emma.
That's a good one for her. Underneath the back of the goalie. Well done. 2 players positioned underneath the goalkeeper, and the pressure from the US. The US can't handle the pressure there from the Aussies. Too many players at the same time. They can get 2-3 players underneath the goalkeeper around the goal, and the defender's not in place anymore, taking up the space there from the US Americans. And as soon as you're not able to be around your own goal anymore, this is the most dangerous thing that can happen to you, and hardly defendable for any team.
Really fast swim by America there. Ooh, and great work by Kata. Shout out to Kata, who will be leaving Montreal, flying to the Gold Coast to then play in the Underwater Hockey World Championship. Just because she can't get enough time underwater, that girl. Excellent job here by both teams. Using the space, swimming around the basket. Yvette. Beautiful passes. Taking a lot of space, moving the goalie, looking to pass down, and stolen away by America.
Daniela Jaramillo again for the US Americans, bringing the ball out, giving them a little bit of breathing room and space. Renton.
Excellent forechecking by Australia in the middle of the pool, really not wanting them to get past this halfway.
Absolutely. And this is something teams really have to get used to seize this middle third of the pool as basically its own playing field, where there are different rules than on the typical sides, back and forth. So there's 4 players who used to play forward against each other. You usually have 2 players at the back, giving you a bit of defense against any fast breaks, but you play a 4v4 there. Basically everybody's a forward. You try to circle the ball in your own ranks. You want to move the ball forward, you rotate your team forwards, a little bit like a spiral that's moving forward if you don't get the space to swim freely. Oh, goal open there.
Goal is open, and we have a few American players coming down. Australia's locked it up. Dangerous move passing to your back, but hopefully it's going to pay off for them. See another scrum on the surface. 3 Australian players under the scrum.
US now heavily trying to keep this game open, push the ball to the other side, trying to get some fast
play.
breaks. Maria Rodriguez approaching the Aussie goal. Oh, the goalkeeper actually moved up there. That's a good chance. Oh, well down with the pass to the middle, and there is the goal for the US ladies. 2-1.
Making this
Catching
game
up.
interesting.
Yeah, we've got a game at our hands there. So
with 5 minutes left in the first half.
So the Australian ladies actually in a comfortable lead, and a little bit of a mistake there by the goalkeeper and defender to let themselves being drawn away from the goal, trying to go for the ball, being very comfortable there. But the pass to the middle, using the fast break there to their advantage for the US, and now timeout for the Australians. Yeah. So this, even though your team is pressing in the game like this has been for the Aussies so far, can switch quite a bit and quite fast. Yeah, goal for number 20, Daniela Jaramillo. And yet again, if I mispronounce it and you call me out on it, I'll pronounce it in German the next time, so you don't want to listen to that.
I think we are seeing the 2 teams who are going to fight for that middle position in their group.
Yeah, so 15 seconds left in the timeout. Australia maybe getting a little pep talk from their coach, Lyle, who certainly won't be too content with this this mishap there by the Australian defense. We can see
we have the captain swimming out to the referee.
Maybe exchange will be called there. Talking to the head referee. Usually if you talk to a ref, you have to give the opposing captain also a chance to listen into the conversation. There should not be a single conversation of one captain with the referees at a given point in time, but maybe she just delivered some message from the team. Maybe an exchange, numbers, whatever. Yeah, so Australia back in possession, but not the way they wanted it to go. 5 minutes in this first half here, US-America versus Australia. The US certainly getting a little bit of the grip back on this game. Australia moving forward.
Looking to set up.
Trying to set up their play in the corner.
Number 7, Charlotta Jordan's making the backs work from the American team.
Yeah, and this is something you want to really do against any team. You want to force them to play defensive around their own basket, so you create spaces for yourself. You can see the 2 forwards now
working hard to get that ball back.
To get the ball, having 3 players against them though, it's very difficult to get a hold of it. And also creating open spaces around the basket. We can see defender Diana Madden in position initially. Oh, the ball being pushed upwards, so good thing. Oh, the ring open. Oh.
And Charlotta coming in.
Charlotte Jones here working on a goalkeeper, but forward defender, he trying to defend against a well done ball punched out. Back in the hands of the US Americans. I think it's Luisa Gomez there for the US.
Hannah working hard to get it back. Beautiful pass down. Locked up by the USA. And we have Emma
Green moving in from above.
Playing excellently today. Played for Canada last time in Graz. Canadian national.
Did a little bit of a switcheroo there on the team. Certainly a missing player for Canada there.
Yeah, absolutely. Really formidable player. Strong, fast. And America making it really hard for Australia to get back to their basket. Those forwards doing an excellent job.
Oh, nice pass upwards. can see the forwards trying to lock up the ball carrier.
And now we have no forwards there. Now would be the time for Australia to really try and make this a goal opportunity.
Nicely done by the US to not let the ball get into the Emma Green's hands. Now you have to move forward.
Solano.
Renton again, but Solano with the interception. But
ooh, intercepted by the USA.
bit of a back and forth there. Ramiro, Madden.
Two tough players in the middle of the pool, not wanting to let go with 2.5 minutes left in the first half.
As soon as you get to the middle of the pool out there, you can scrum a bit. You have a little more space. You have breathing room for your defense. You can recuperate a bit.
Absolutely. Give your defense time to set up.
You can see Julio Gomez also positioning underneath the scrum, like the Australians from the other side. All always being locked up a little bit.
Oh, snatched away by Yvette. But those American girls not wanting to give it to her easily. Another scrum up on the surface. American player now underneath, taken by Carmen, who's going to look to move this ball forward. Now we have 3 Australian players on the counter-attack.
Oh, that's a good fast break there for them.
Good fast break.
Two players coming in left and right. And
we have a one-on-one situation. Romy, come on, Romy.
Signature move there. Can't you do it? Oh, the defender
locked up by the defender.
Just in time. Didn't get enough time to use her signature move there that she used before. It's one of the things, it takes a little bit of setup to do something like this, and quite often if there's a good goalkeeper, you don't get that much amount of time.
Beautiful snatch away by Yvette there.
But yet again.
Call from the referee.
1 minute left in the game. There's a 2-minute penalty for kicking, I think. Alright, yeah, there's a 2-minute penalty for kicking. Or holding the fin. Please signal something with the fin.
Australia will really need to use this time penalty, which is going to run down the rest of the clock, to capitalise. And
would actually be wise for the US Americans to take a timeout here to get, it's a referee timeout even. Yeah, he wants to talk to his underwater referee. But if there's a 2-minute penalty, as he said, they might want to take a timeout from the US American team. Yeah, 2 minutes. And we continue with the free throw. And he's even sending out a specific player. Yeah, they're requesting a timeout, I guess. Timeout white, yeah. As said, that's a good tactical move to take a timeout there to set up your team as you want. Usually, if there's a minute left on the clock, you want your starting, in this case, 5 players in the water, your best 5 defensive players. But coach is kind of dropping a bit of valuable time there, discussing with the ref rather than with his team.
Yeah.
So there's a timeout, you have to move back to your own side. Only the captain is allowed to talk to the ref. If there's something to talk about, he will inform them usually. Manuel Tito de Moraes, head ref for underwater rugby. I think we can see Luisa Gomez, number 11, going to the penalty bench. As the refs like to call it, the sin bin.
The cardinal sin of grabbing someone's fins.
It even rhymes.
That's what we call it in AFL and rugby as well. Yeah, the sin bin.
All right, so
and one of her teammates getting a photo of her in the sin bin too. Is that with the you got to do it for the gram, right?
The moment of pride when you get sent out It's also something we joke about a little bit. If you really need to recuperate and need to take a breath, just foul someone, get a 2-minute penalty. You get 2 minutes to rest in the penalty box. Your teammates might not like you, but you will be back rested.
Exactly.
Yeah, so massive disadvantage to be in the water with just 5 players. You usually only have 1 forward left. You still try to have 2 defenders and 2 goalkeepers in the water at any given time, especially if Australia is getting the ball.
And we can see how valuable these forwards for America have been at stopping the attack from Australia on their goal.
And now specifically, the 1 forward you have does not want to go out hunt the the ball carriers. He wants to stay back. He wants
Correct.
to wait and prey upon the Australian ladies and hunt them down as soon as they crash into the US American basket. It's rough
And
for the
she is
defenders.
doing an amazing job already.
And if you get a hand on the ball, lock it up as best as you can.
And now we're going to see a 3-on-2 attack from Australia, looking to pass down there.
And that's the danger, but forward is already back down there. Well done by her, just going up, taking one breath, going back down. Oh, nice pass underneath, well done.
Can
But
she convert it into a
Oh,
goal? Defender holding on to it.
Maria Rodriguez doing good job. But nice pass again to the left. Julia Gomez. Gomez twins for the US Americans playing, one on the bench though.
And America getting the ball away.
Oh, nicely done.
Australia coming back.
Keppel pass to the left. It's Jordan's again. Yeah, now lock the ball up, swim away. We have 12 seconds left on the clock in this half. 2-minute time penalty will continue though in the second half, so it doesn't get deleted over the half time. So she'll have to stay on the penalty bench for another 40 seconds. But still, halftime does give you a little bit of breathing room now. Well done with the US Americans to defend for those 1 minute and 10 seconds. Power play for the Australians. Five-minute halftime break now. It's quite even game. We have 2 for the Australians, 1 for the US Americans, US in white, Australia in blue, but we've seen the Aussies being definitely the more pressing team, the more physical team, having their scoring opportunities, 2-3 players underneath the basket, having the ball circle around. And we can see how rough it gets, and we've been talking before, the time windows and that you get to score. As the higher the level gets, you get seconds. We've seen Romy Keppel who tried to set up a scoring opportunity there, but just pushing her foot on the floor. And just this 1 second was enough to give the defender time to get a hand on the ball, be there in time. So those things, even though it's a good scoring technique, and it worked really well on a higher playing field, might not be feasible anymore. You need to be in there with your upper body. You need to have the ball readily underneath the back or the head of the goalkeeper and just push up and push it in, as I've seen so many times from the Colombian woman.
Yeah, or even have a strong passing option underneath the goalie, so that when you do get them feeling unsettled and not able to fill the rim of the goal to pass down.
Get yourself a block, have somebody in between the defender and yourself, so you get a little bit of space to do what you want to do. So yeah, level getting higher here quite significantly, and an even game. It's nice to see US catching up there with a bit of a mistake from the Australian side, removing the goalkeeper and the defender, thinking they can get a hold on the ball. Once fast pass to the middle, and the US women have caught up there. Yeah, so second half starting, US American women starting off with just 5 players in the water, so they actually might not be willing to move too far outwards with all the team. We'll see if they send 3 people forward to get the ball initially, or if they will actually opt to stay back at all and surrender the ball here to the Australians, or just have 1 player dive forward and try to get the ball, because if the Australians get the ball fast enough and can break through, you don't have a defender or a forward that is able to stop them. So fast break opportunity there for the Australians quite right in the beginning. We'll see if they can seize this opportunity.
I think we've seen some very fast players from both sides there.
minutes left in the half-time break. For those who don't know, first half, US woman got sent out to the penalty bench. She's got about 40 seconds left there. She has to start the second half on the penalty bench. Bit of rough play on her part. Yeah, seeing quite improvement from the Australian team, comparing them to the last World Championship and how they played and how they even present themselves very well back then. I've seen they've gotten more physical, they got stronger, the players got faster, they really can take advantage of the big pool as well. Know that they have to stay together, bring players, be down there together under the water. And at a certain level, it's not enough to have the ball go one by one. You need to have 2 to 3 players dive down there, be present. And the good teams even have 4 players underwater at some point in time, have
Absolutely.
a forward and a defender just take one breath of air and be back down again. And that's what separates the mid-tier teams, so to say, from the top-tier teams.
Is the amount of support that they get for each other underwater. And I think that does come from experience and playing together for a long time as well. I think we're seeing from the USA and from Australia very young teams.
Certainly a lot of potential, yes.
Absolutely. A lot of potential for development and a lot of players who probably haven't been playing together for very long. So the fact that they are each in their own right, holding their own is impressive.
Yeah, most certainly. And also the big pool, it takes a toll on your stamina. You have to swim a lot. It can be a lot of back and forth, so you want to minimize the swimming back and forth as much as possible.
Absolutely.
And every time you can stop a team early, you don't have to swim back all the way back to your own basket. It is an advantage for your team. So, yeah,
so you were right, we're seeing
Canada just sending out 2 players and having one present a little bit further back. Already risky. There's exactly this. Okay, the ref stopped the game apparently there. Yeah, a little bit of a. She might get actually 2 minutes for stopping the forward progress with a foul there.
Are they 5 in the water or 6 in the water? Is that 1, 2, 3? No, they are 5 in the water still.
Yeah, but yeah. So US-American player there made the mistake of stopping the forward progress of the Australian woman by holding her back on her fin, because otherwise she would have crashed into a sole goalkeeper. Which in response, if seen by a ref, will be punished by a 2-minute penalty, because forward progress on a goalkeeper without a defender counts as a significant scoring opportunity.
So we really need these girls to capitalise on this moment. They are going to...
Yeah, and we can already see the presence on the water for the Americans.
Oh, goal!
Very good effort by the US team, but in the end, having just 4 players in the water is so rough.
Vanessa Lopez.
And we can now see, and even a bit unlucky, because the goal fell just a second before the penalty time for the first player ticked out. So the first player is getting the privilege to be sent back into the water, and the second player has to spend the entire penalty time. Whereas if the penalty time for the first player would have run out, she would have sent in regularly back into the game, and it would have brought both players back into the game. So that's why I said before, as a coach, I would have opted for the US team to not do the swim off at all in the beginning and have the players stay back for the 40 seconds to have the player back in the water, and because the chances of getting an advantage there are very slim. You most likely won't be able to hold on to the ball. So yeah, and we've seen them just starting with 2 players forward, but the third one dove down and joined the scrum, and that's when mistakes happen. That's when you have to go for a little bit of dirty play, and plays like these can punish your team heavily, as we've seen right now. So another 2 minutes of power play for the Australians, and we see them not being able to punish the US team heavily for this mistake.
And I think USA, you know, really trying to play very safely here, not wanting Australia to make that breakaway.
And yet at the same time, they need to get the ball and score. So it's.
And we can see here 3 Australian players on the counter attack.
Yeah, we see the defender not necessarily be on time at the bottom of the pool. And
Looking
again,
to pass
2
down.
players can handle it. A bit slow there.
Bit slow there with the pass.
Mateo, yeah, she took a little bit too much time. Should have tried and attempted herself. Wanted to go for the pass to the other side, but defender was in place at the right point in time. Yeah, we now see Solano just trying to deliver the ball, keep it in their own ranks. Just
Solano, very strong ball handler. Australia now playing pretty safe, not making any unnecessary attacks on goal, and USA really trying to give it to them and doing an excellent job of stealing the ball away there.
So I think the US now back in the water with their full team. Should be about 3 minutes. So.
And now we have another break
Nice
from
fast,
Australia.
Nice fast break by the Australians, having 2 players underneath the basket.
Oh, stolen away.
Quick interception, but the ball's still being juggled around the
just
basket.
above the goal.
Jordan's bringing the ball back out.
Really trying to hold that ball, not let a USA take it, but they're doing an excellent job at. They've got some very strong players there in the USA. And here we see another attack.
Mascarenas moving in, trying to crash.
Trying to push that
herself.
ball in. And goal, Yvette!
Yvette Mascarenas.
Excellent work.
Pulling the ball goalkeeper off herself, shifting her a bit to the side, twisting her own body, and then having the leverage to put the ball in from the left, so the open side of the goalkeeper.
Yvette's first World Cup, first goal.
Well done by her.
USA now gaining some momentum.
Now, a significant lead now for the Australians, so being 4-1 ahead, that is quite the competitive advantage they now have, even though the US are back in the water with 6 people. We can see them struggling a little bit with the depth of the pool, with the length of the pool. They have some fit players, but they don't get enough players underwater. They mostly have 2, maybe 3 players playing, and the advantage of having this 3rd player underwater constantly, and even adding the 4th player from some time to time, is a significant competitive edge you can have in this sport, especially in a 3D pool, especially in a big pool like this.
Charlotta, 3 versus 1. Having personally tried to take the ball from Charlotta, it is not easy.
She was the captain
Moving
2019,
forward.
2019
Yes.
for the Australians national team in Graz. And moving back in, nice try to set a block there, defender just in time.
And we can see USA is not gonna let them go down there easily. 2 players coming from Australia.
Yeah, we now see the disparity. The forwards have to move out. They have to try to somehow get the ball. And if you're an experienced team, you just use the corner to your advantage. You circle the ball around within your own ranks, which can be actually quite effortlessly done if you're somewhat experienced. But Mascarenas again trying to move in 1v2 onto the goal, using her size and
Beautiful
strength
pass
to run
down.
nice path from above.
Onto the goalie.
Oh, move in, Castano.
Straight into the arms of the American goalie. Beautiful job pulling her off the goal though.
Here for the US, well done. We're doing a lot of
Open goal here.
work for the US American ladies. The man's there. we can see the shift in fitness for the Australian team. So you can see them swimming a lot. You can see they have done a lot of just physically conditioning for this World Cup.
About a month ago, we had our national tournament in a pool actually slightly bigger than this.
Sounds horrible.
So we've been, I mean, certainly this pool is working to our advantage. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And I think we'll see that in the men's game as well. So white free throw. White free throw here for USA. Australia taking their time to swim back.
There's a timeout.
Timeout.
Probably by the US team. Maybe they want to cease and have the best 6 players in the
Black
water.
timeout.
It's black timeout actually, okay. Maybe they do some exchanging.
I think some resting.
Some resting. As if they would need rest. Let's see what's going on there. Black timeout.
So we can see their coach, Jensen, originally a Turkish national, taking over the tactics for the team.
We've seen some exchange already. Emma Green out for the Australians.
Solano is sitting on the bench at the moment as well, and I think that might be Sonia, another amazing Scandinavian player who, for those playing along at home, had a baby only 9 months ago. So, what a beast.
Yep.
USA, I think, are going to push really hard now to try and score, try and make this game more even. Still 8 minutes left.
Yeah. All right. Free throw for the US, but already locked
Up by Australia.
Berenger there coming in from the backside. From that angle. Ball dropping down the end of the mat and trying to recover it. Romy Keppel there giving her a hard time holding on to the ball. Now we can see 2 Americans scrumming for the ball. Never scrum with more than 1 person on the surface. Just position yourself underneath the scrum so you can receive a ball if it drops down, or you can see the ball getting closer. Yeah, US America trying to recover it, but being heavily attacked on the surface. Vanessa Lopez
Keeping a dangerous goal open there, though.
Yeah. Oh, bit of a missed pass. She would have had such a nice direct lane to the goal. But yeah, also playing on the open side of the pool where all the exchange players are jumping in and having a lot of momentum coming from the bench. Now she's trying to push Hannah Berenger out. Yeah. Well done. She left the playing area with the ball in her own hands. So free throw for the opposing team. Smart move by the US lady. Just push her out there. Doesn't take a lot of effort and you get the ball back.
Absolutely. Putting pressure on, not letting her swim back in. And as you say, didn't involve a scrum, didn't involve that much effort. 7.5 minutes left, so we bang on halfway through the second half. Australia leading 4-1, but America really bringing it to them. And it looks like we might have a white timeout. I have a feeling we have not had the chat on, so
Yeah, sorry guys.
apologies if you guys have been asking us questions and chatting along at home.
Sorry, Van Warorg, if you missed your banter.
Oh, we did.
You might have to stay for the next games. It's so sad.
Good morning, Australia. See some amazing players there from Australia supporting their team.
And good morning, USA. One of the teams that actually might be in our own time zone here.
Yes, exactly. One of the only ones.
Live chat there, so you can see all messages. One from Melbourne.
Good morning, Sophia. Oh, it's nice we can have a chat with you guys now. Hello, Nicolette.
Oh, Bobby is also there as well. Also one of the exile Australians.
Ex-Australians, is that how we put it now? He'll always be an Australian, Bobby.
Exile Australians, in this case.
All right. So we have White free throw after a timeout taken by White. Oh, welcome from Brisbane as well. All right, let's see what will surpass now. America working on a new free throw tactic, probably their chat in their minute timeout. Doing an excellent job of making quick passes around Australian defenders.
Yeah, we can see just one person down there trying to handle the ball all by herself, now two players. But very hard for them to move in on a protected goal with just one or two players being available. And the Australian forwards also not swimming too far outwards, just giving them a hard time, going back.
You can see 3 American players around the basket. Snatched away by Australia, who've now left their goal unattended. And this is where we do not want to get a turnover.
Callister, it's USA, not US America. I'm sorry, but the last A is literally standing for America in your abbreviation. Or US or United States, yeah.
We'll say US then. The US players...
You might not phrase it in the US, but it's actually quite common to use US America in Europe if we refer to the USA.
Looks like we've got another White free throw for US.
But yeah, typical chanting there in the chat. Might be countered by some Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. We'll see about that. Yeah. USA moving forward. I have 4 players on the water. Can they move in together now? We see one player being on the very far left of the pool. Stick together. Go on. And I know it doesn't seem a little bit counterintuitive, but go on the same side.
Absolutely. You want to have a safe passing option on the way back.
Call by
so we have now an Australian free throw.
So who wants to get drunk? Because I might say it a lot today. Ready your shot glasses. Not that I recommend alcohol at any point in time during this chat. CMS Underwater Rugby does not approve of alcohol use at all.
Ever.
And neither do I. But yes, Bobby, get hammered.
Bobby, go for
All
gold.
Right.
All
Australia
right.
moving in.
Another
Again,
attack.
Jody Wilson trying to bring the ball to the US goal. Defenders in place. Also circling US American goal there.
Trying to make a pass down. Yvette again coming over the top.
Scorena's trying to move in again on her own, trying also to go for the goalkeeper, using her body as leverage.
Beautiful pass down there to number 88, Sophie.
Sophie Lamant.
Sophie was one of the players in Australia's first World Cup tournament in Cali. We see USA taking the ball. And White free throw. USA will want to take this quickly. 5 minutes left in the second half. Powerhouse Yvette. She surely is.
What name is Carmen?
Maybe number? Number is 15. Carmen
15,
is number 15. Look for the tallest girl in the pool, and that is Carmen.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, we see USA taking it over to their safe corner, really needing some extra support, which they have now. 3 players heading towards the goal. Australian forwards really trying to make it hard for them.
Carmen, one of the players you might lose for the Australians over the next year. I think she's migrating, right?
I think she might be. I think there are going to be some significant losses to the Australian team. We've got Charlotta Jordans, who's moving back to Denmark, or has actually moved back to Denmark. Carmen as well. But we've really been trying significantly in Australia to develop some of our junior players and really putting a lot of effort into the female sport. So
get ready, younglings. There are 2 spots opening up on the Australian national team.
exactly.
Get your weights ready.
Or
get
if
your
there
fins on.
are any Colombians looking to move to Australia, you only need to live there for a couple of years. Or Austrians even. We'll take all of you. We are very multicultural. Ooh, nice push on the face there by the USA goalie.
Trying to move in for the Australians, but they
Beautiful pass there.
4 minutes to play, and they can do basically whatever they want around the US basket. You can just do some needle sting attacks, trying to go in and out, try to open up the US defense a little bit, which is always a good tactic to make them tired.
But this is what you don't want. You don't want to now have to swim back to your goal and start defending. And I think they're going to try really hard to not allow
There's Carmen,
USA
by the way,
to do that.
snatching the ball away in the middle during the scrum. And you want to have players position underneath the scrum, as Hannah Berenger is doing right there, waiting for the ball to drop down and be already in position to play in the direction you want to go. So, or Charles Jordan, same thing, positioned properly. Yet again, another player, always keep rotating. Look at your teammates, what they're doing. You have to go up, kind of stay down a little bit longer.
3 Australian players looking to support each other.
Oh, the goalkeeper already
Beautiful
moved the ball
pass.
a bit.
Goalkeepers looking to swap. And snatched away by America. Carmen, number 15, who's been shouted out.
Oh, the ball dropping down, but
Yvette.
goalkeeper moving out, risky, but well done.
And we have 3 Australian players against 1.
Berenger trying to
And
push
America
upwards.
coming with more support.
Oh, there's a penalty being called.
Penalty.
A little bit of friendly banter there between the All right, penalty for
Australia.
Australia there. So it's going to be interesting who's going to take it. Who think is going to take it? Do they have, it's 4-1. Usually when you're up 4-1, you want to have probably a younger player, more or less experienced player take it, so they have the opportunity to do it once in an international tournament. But what do you think?
I think they won't do that. I think they will send someone that they think will have a high chance of scoring.
All right.
Hannah, I think, would have been a potential option, but she has just been underwater, maybe tired. Andrea would be another player, but to be honest, I think any of these girls on this team would be able to score a penalty. And I think we do have
Charlotte.
Charlotta.
Right? Is it 7?
Is it number 7?
Or is it number
Number 3. No, it is Hannah. It is Hannah.
So the captain taking the penalty.
Hannah, who has taken
Who we
penalties
have- who
for
we have-
Australia before.
Who do we have in defense? Didn't see properly. Ah, yeah, Luisa Gomez on the defense for the US Americans.
Very strong player from America.
Oh, nice,
Hannah.
nice pull there by Hannah Berenger, but she did get a bit of a grip onto the ball. Oh,
Yes, and a score by Hannah.
nicely done by her. Not losing, not getting too eager to toss the ball in, and not losing her temper there. Just trying to score, keep calm, keep the ball in your own hands, move the goalkeeper as long as you need to be able to get a clear shot, and she did that really, really well. We've seen the goalie, Julia Gomez, shifting around 2-3 times, so if she would have taken the shot just one opportunity earlier, that might have been snatched away by her, so well done by Hannah Berenger. So yeah, decision by the Australians not to give a younger player a shot here at a penalty, even though having a quite significant lead in this game.
Yeah. I don't know if this is everyone saying in Australia, but I know a few of the girls have said go hard early, and I think they want to go as hard as possible. Obviously very biased, but I think, you know, the quality of rugby in Australia is really significantly growing, and I think they want to showcase this to the world.
Absolutely.
Strong attack now by USA, who have some numbers under the water.
Trying to move in.
Moving in, pulling the back.
in possession by the US.
And an open goal by Australia with a vet taking the ball. Excellent pass down.
Theo being both Jordans. Nicely done by the US.
And I'm going to try and not push it out of bounds now, but who's going to take it out of bounds? It looks like it's going to be one of them. Both girls doing a great job to keep the ball in play.
No.
Oh,
Nicely done, pulling it back.
very lucky stop. That was a scorer from before.
Julia Gomez moving in, trying to get a scoring opportunity there for the US, coming in from above. 26 seconds left.
Passing
on
the
clock.
ball down. Australia going to look to defend this.
Down to twin sister on the right.
18 seconds left. Ball moving down, moving across. Seven seconds. Australia coming with 3 players.
3 seconds left on the clock. I think that's it. That's it for the game. First win for Australia here in this tournament. Playing against the United States of America, 5-1. Second game of the day. Well done by the Australians. I think they really showcased their development over the last years. Beating the US team quite significantly. Heavy showing there of the physical strength, physicality, the training they put in over the last years. Also the US Americans doing a very good job here defending, but we've seen those slight edges that can be created by being there, having more players on the water, being there earlier, having the passes being on point a little bit more. So well done by both teams. Nice to see a rather even game here on this national championship today. Second game, and I'm not sure yet which we have on the second game yet. We have the third game today, which will be Norway and versus Sweden on the men's side, which can be also a very interesting game to see here. Norway with a bit of a younger team. They exchanged some players. Sweden, some vets here, some younger players there as well. So I'm not quite sure yet how they will match up in this game. Sweden already a quite good showing yesterday versus Austria. Norway only played against Canada today, the first match, so we're not quite sure yet how strong they really are. So it's going to be fun times coming up, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Hi, great game. Can you just start by telling our audience what your name is and what your positions are on the team?
Forward. And I'm also one of the forwards.
And is this your first time at the World Championships?
This is my first. This is my second one. I played for Canada last time.
Oh, you did? Okay. How does it feel coming back here?
It's so beautiful to be back. It's beautiful. It's lovely.
And
He was on a space. You are on.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and best of luck for the rest of the tournament.